Yeah, welcome to Outlook Africa, a show where we deal with the socio-political issues affecting black people in Africa and the black diaspora. Today we have the pleasure of having Mr. Seun Kuti. Seun Kuti is a musician, he's an instrumentalist, a singer, and increasingly he has become a Pan-Africanist socio-political commentator who is very well much in demand across Africa and the black diaspora. Today we have the pleasure of welcoming Seun Kuti to Outlook Africa. Hello, Seun.
Hello, everybody. I'm good.
Good.
So we are energized in Nigeria at the moment, so it's a good time.
Yes, yeah, I can see the weather behind you. It's better than what we have here in Toronto, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I mean, our weather here has been kind of unpredictable as well, you know. It's sunny, then it's raining, then it's sunny, and then it's raining. Nobody knows what's going on anymore.
Good. But I know that it's not so sunny politically in Nigeria right now with what's happening over there. So what I like to do is to just get a holistic, your impression holistically on the problem with Africa and specifically Nigeria. Let's look at it from the top down, from your perspective.
Well, politically in Africa, I think what we have is a warped relationship between the government, the people, and our Commonwealth. You know, I think in all the African countries, there's this huge class divide where the elites have used state capture by the means of state capture to accumulate all the wealth and privilege and opportunities in the nation and use those things to reward only people that are loyal to them and only people that want their minute and myopic ambitions to flourish. You know, I think that is what all African people face. And not only in Africa, I think even African people in the diaspora. You know, so the movement that is happening now is something that wants to end this relationship. You know, we basically want to, you know, we want to break up with these people.
I get you. That's a very interesting phrase, state capture. What do you mean by state capture?
Well, where people use the constituted authority that we have given them to accumulate wealth for themselves through means of the state.
At the expense of the people?
Yeah, at the expense of the people. You know, so you can have politicians who use 74% of the national budget as recurrent expenditure. You know, like Nigeria just read a budget of 13.8 trillion and about 9.6 trillion is going for debt servicing and recurrent expenditure, basically to take care of people in government.
Exactly.
You know, so I think by this means alone, you know, and it's not only in government only, even the business elites, you know, well, in America they call it lobbying, but here we still call it bribery. Through their friendship and closeness with people in power, are able to get them to also inflict anti-people policies on the population to make only a little percentage of the country rich. Exactly. You know, so even though we are coming through COVID where everybody is going through economic difficulties, we have a government that found it prudent to increase the price of electricity, increase the VAT, increase taxes, you know, and also increase the price of petroleum, you know.
They're making it more difficult on the people.
Yes, make it so that they can accumulate more money, you know. So, I mean, this is the relationship that people want to change. And that's what I mean by state capture, you know.
Now, let's bring it back to, you know, your recent Instagram post that went viral. You alluded to something that was interesting. You were saying that the people on the street right now that the way they have been conditioned, that something needs to change, because if they had the opportunity to do the same thing that the elite are doing right now, that they will do it. So that leads me to, do you think that the impact of slavery and colonization on the African psyche is ongoing, and it's in part to blame for what we have today? And that,
well, I mean, it's not that I said it that makes it true. I mean, many of the young people in this country that are influencers and celebrities go around with cops in their security details, cops with huge guns, you know, to keep the people away from them. That's what I meant when I said that, you know, because for me, that's an oppressive behavior. Yes. You know, why are we afraid of our own people? You know, to the extent where we need armed police guards, 6 police guards, and we still have bouncers, you know, chest and all of that. So, but we don't know any better. People have to understand that the professionals in Africa are a new breed of people. The ancient African society did not need lawyers, doctors, accountants. You know, everybody was a lawyer, everybody was his own accountant, everybody was his own doctor, you know, to a certain degree. You know, so these new professions came in with the colonial and slave master relationship. And all the pioneers of these professions in Africa were raised by slave masters, were taught by colonialists. So it is the relationship they had with these people that they now have with their own people, thinking it is appropriate. You know, you don't understand that the policeman that will not allow, you know, the colonial master that will not allow his African worker talk back to him without whipping him or sanctioning him, allows his own children in the house to say whatever they like to him. You know, so we normalize this slave and slave master relationship. You know, thinking even in our homes, the way people treat their domestic workers here, you know, the way people treat their drivers, the way, you know, so we've normalized this because we've been raised, we've been taught through our educational system to imbibe the spirit of the oppressor. You know, and that is why there's so much oppression in our society, because we are educated. You know, Paulo Freire said it very well and explained it aptly in his book, The Pedagogy of the Oppressed, that the reason why society is full of oppressors is because everybody in society is educated by the oppressor. So it takes deliberate effort to exercise that spirit from our own existence. You know, the way husbands treat their wives, you know, or basically anybody with power in the relationship, you know, the way we treat our children. You know, we don't even want our children to speak. I say to people, let your children must be allowed to express themselves, because it's only a slave that is not allowed expression, no matter how young they are. You know, so that's why in the world, when you say anyway a black man is accosted by any kind of authority, all a black man has to do is ask, what is the matter? Or what have I done? Just express yourself, and immediately the authority figure pounces on you, because they still want to reinforce this relationship. You know, it is not only in our words, it's also in our acts. Young black people or African people in general are not allowed to express themselves in any way. You know, so when they see young children wearing dreadlocks, young men wearing dreadlocks, this is a form of self-expression. And a slave is still not allowed to express himself, so they go and cut your dreads. They arrest you for that. So it is not even because of the criminality that these cops accost these young people with tattoos on their body. It's because all these things are a form of expression, and it is their duty as imperial forces, because our security forces in Africa are still imperial forces, occupying forces. They are not defensive forces protecting us. I don't feel protected when I see the Nigerian military. And I don't think any Nigerian feels protected when they see them or hear their siren. It is fear that we feel. You know. So when they accost us for these things, it's because it's a form of expression. And we are not allowed expression still. And this is 2020. Because if it is because of the criminality of these children, of these young people, of these old people, of these successful people, of whatever that you are going after, then why do we have cops protecting successful criminals, fraudsters, these same Yahoo boys that they talk about, the really successful ones are protected by cops here. They go around in their convoy with cops. So why are they not being arrested? If our cops are really against criminals, why are they not arresting our politicians? Why did they protect politicians in Nigeria? Because politicians in Nigeria are fraudsters too. You know, so it is the expression that they attack. It is the slave master relationship that they reinforce, that they put in our psyche to make us afraid of expression. And we are letting them know that this relationship is over now. We are going to express ourselves. This is a new age, it's a new day, and we are free people. You know, basically, that's what it is.
That lends credibility to what some in the Pan-Africanist community are saying, the likes of Dr. Omar Johnson, that when you observe it, it seemed like the impact of Western religion, slavery and colonization, in some cases are more sustained and still ongoing in Africa than even with the blacks in diaspora, in a way, because of what you just explained. Because it seemed like the whole tradition, the institutions are a continuation of colonization.
Of course, completely. And to now add the poverty to the equation.
Okay, that's right.
You know, so the silence of being poor as an African, we are silenced. You know, so whatever happens to you, you have no voice. So that silence is also quite frustrating. If you add it to the equation, then you can really, really see and understand how people are easily manipulated to do things that are against their own interests.
I cannot agree with you anymore. Like those are very true words from a young man like you, very, very deep.